So now let's go over each one of these categories separately. Category 1, unrestricted, fruits and vegetables. Okay, now some uneducated people are always calling me saying, I can't drink orange juice, it's too much sugar. Do not even tell me that, okay? What that means is you need to read my sugar chapter. I have a chapter called Sugar, the Sweet Thief of Life. That means you don't know the difference between simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates are like an orange, a banana, an apple. Contains within itself all enzymes necessary for its complete breakdown and metabolism and uptake by your cells. So, fruits and vegetables, unrestricted. Good water, between 1 to 2 liters. Okay, I'm going to tell you the short version of this. I went all through this whole filter thing, and then I just realized we are so lucky. We live within driving distance of 5 Whole Foods here. Even Safeway has Icelandic water. You know, I was in Oslo, in Norway. You turn on the tap in Oslo, it's like champagne. No, the water is so pure and delicious there. So here's the thing. You know, I know all about the expensive water filters. I know the whole Kangen thing. I just studied it way too much. Here's what I do now. It's so inexpensive. Voss water is $2 or $3 a bottle. Just buy, you know, the high-end waters. Eterna from New Zealand, Icelandic, Voss water from Norway. Buy these expensive filters and you're going to have the trashy fluoridated water in the Bay Area, and you're going to try to make that into potable water. That's ridiculous. You know, we are so fortunate to live. That's one of the good things about living in California. We should take advantage of it. Get the high-end drinking waters. I should add here that these high-end bottled spring waters are not only available in California, but these days are available in virtually all grocery stores across the United States and in other places. That's my opinion. That's what I do. Okay, juices from the fruits and vegetables. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't want to squeeze your own juice, the best juice, of course, to buy is Evolution. You know, that's the new one. They have it at Sprouts and Whole Foods now. Adwala used to be good, but then they're no longer organic, so that's over. Evolution is the best unless you want to do your own. But just the bottom line is, I'll even drink Tropicana if I'm traveling somewhere, but it just so it's no concentrate. That's the main thing. So there's no concentrate, no Sunny D, no sugars, nothing like that. Okay, selected nutritional herbs. That's a whole discussion. I'll just leave it at that. Beans and rice. Here is your usable complete protein. Your usable complete protein. Find some bean that you like, organic beans, brown organic rice, of course we're talking about. That combination, for bodybuilders, for athletes, for people who are anorexic, people who have cachexia, all those challenges. Here is your usable, it's metabolically inexpensive. Metabolically inexpensive. In other words, if you get, New York steak, sirloin steak, yeah, that's a good source of protein, but your body, it's so expensive metabolically. You have to use so much metabolic energy in order to break that down into the individual, peptides and amino acids and build up your own lean muscle. Here we are, much simpler, beans and rice combinations as a complete protein. Okay, here's category 2 now. Category 2, with some moderation. This is okay in the 60-day program with some moderation. Organic meats, raw dairy, eggs. Okay, forget about the egg discussion and is it good, is it bad, is it going to cause cholesterol, all this. Cage-free organic eggs. You just eat them, soft-boiled eggs. Don't fry them with that trans fatty acid butter and oil. Here's your new salad dressing. Lemon juice or vinegar. That's your new salad dressing for 60 days. There's no oils for 60 days. No cooking oils, no salad dressing oils. No oils, except for, supplement oils is okay, but no cooking oil, no salad dressing oil for 60 days. And this is extremely important. Grilled or raw fish at least 4 or 5 times a week. EFAs This is the prime source of our EFAs. We're going to talk about that. Clean soups. It means it doesn't say Campbell's on it. It means it didn't come out of a can. It means you made it from scratch. That's clean soup, organic materials. And whole grains. Whole grains. So brown rice, whole wheat. We'll just leave it at that. We'll talk about the gluten thing later. But this is what the healthiest people on earth, this is how they stayed healthy and lived long lives with no degenerative disease. Okay, now category 3. Now this, I say rarely, and I mean rarely after the 60-day program. In the 60-day program, these foods are forbidden completely. If you want to reward yourself or have a treat food sometimes after you're completely clean and healthy, well, that's okay. Then here's what you may snack on if you want to retoxify yourself. Processed pizza, commercial cheese, canned foods, alcohol, refined carbohydrates. Remember, alcohol is the refined carbohydrate, right? The refined carbohydrate. Pasteurized dairy, right? Milk, cheese, butter, ice cream, yogurt. Cooking oils and seeds and nuts. Yeah, there's no seeds and nuts in the 60-day program. No seeds, no nuts. Okay, and then finally we're in the category of clogging foods here, which include chips, fries, soft drinks, donuts, hydrogenated snacks, margarine. Okay, I just settled the butter-margarine dilemma. Forget about margarine for the rest of your life. It's trans fat, right? Mayonnaise, no more mayonnaise for you. Diet soft drinks or diet anything. That should say soft drinks, not soft. Diet anything. In my sugar chapter, I go, like half the chapter is a whole exposition of NutraSweet, aspartame. You know, whenever you see the word sugar-free, how can it possibly, you know, you go to Marie Callender's and you're sugar-free apple pie. How can that possibly taste sweet if there's no sugar in it, right? Because they're using NutraSweet and aspartame. So you're getting a carcinogenic chemical to make it taste sweet. Right. Soy in any form. Soy in any form. Edamame's, you know, not the worst of it. The worst of it is the hydrogenated oils. That's where most soy in this country goes to the production of. At this time in America, actually this only took a few years for this to happen, but what percentage of soybeans grown in America is genetically modified? No, 100%. 100%. Monsanto, it only took them 5 years to do that, starting in 1996. Okay, and finally coffee. Sorry for the bad news. Actually, there's a Starbucks across the way. Why no seeds? Because, you know, one of the things that we're going to talk about enzymes, the purpose of enzymes is to clear the tract and to clear the blood. We are adding back the enzymes that have been removed from processed foods. So seeds have enzyme inhibitors in it to keep them from sprouting. Does that seem like a good thing to take at the same time when you're trying to add to intake extra enzymes into your tract and blood? Are we going to take in enzyme inhibitors at the same time? No. So that's why no seeds. Second thing is no nuts. Now, of course, some nuts, like raw nuts, have some kind of food value, some kind of nutritive fats in them. But my opinion is one of our primary objectives in the 60-day program is to clear that tract which is blocked. Nuts are very difficult. They're very dense, very difficult to digest. We don't want to take in anything that's going to further inhibit digestion and clearance and breakdown of foods. So no nuts, okay? And finally, no oils. The only oils you can have in the 60-day program are supplement oils, cod liver oil, fish oil, flax oil, you know, evening primrose oil, all that is fine, supplements, but no salad dressing, no cooking oils. And again, that's the same theory. It's too dense for a breakdown. You know what I discovered? What a lot of people discover when you say, okay, you can't have cooking oils, they'll still use their wok, but instead of putting oil in it, they'll put water in it and just try to cook something at a lower heat. And so it's a workaround, right? Okay, so I know a lot of people don't like me talking about coffee, the problems with coffee. I'm not interested in coffee enemas. I'm not interested in reading things about the antioxidant value of coffee. You know, these are, what do they call it? Controlled opposition by the coffee industry. Here is the science behind coffee. This is the short version of this. Here's what coffee, some of the physiologic detriments to your body that coffee really does. Ready? Vasoconstriction. Does that sound like something that we want to do at the same time when we're clearing the arteries? It lowers the pH of the digestive tract and the blood. So there it is. I mean, acidification of the blood. This is the primary cause of osteoporosis. As the blood it becomes, you know, all these trashy foods, all the soft drinks we drink, coffee, it acidifies the blood. What's the normal survival pH of human blood? Guyton says 7.3 to 7.45, right? When you go below that, the body will make you survive by the twofold buffering system. What important mineral does the buffering system require? Of course. So it takes the calcium, after it uses up the calcium in your blood, it leaches it out of the bones. So there is no doubt that coffee is one of these blood acidifiers. Yeah, there it is, leaches calcium. The other thing about coffee is it kills probiotics in the colon. We're going to talk about that in a minute, what that means. It exhausts the adrenals. It's not giving you energy, it's giving that adrenal override kick, that jolt. And that jolt, we pretend like it's energy. It's not really energy, it's a drug. A net negative effect on energy because of all the metabolic energy the coffee requires in order to try to get it out of your body. That's sympathetic override. Yes, I just said that. Premature aging. You know, people who drink coffee all the time, they look older than they should. Unless it's organic, really high-end coffee, it's going to be herbicides, pesticides. Okay, so that's just some of the things. So don't get me started. Yeah, let's do this. Enzymes, the key to longevity. When I travel out of the country, the one supplement that I will never leave home without is Stan Bynum's Digestozyme. Sometimes you may be in a situation where you didn't quite get what you ordered, but you were hungry, so you ate it anyway, and it didn't have sufficient enzymes in the food. You're not feeling so good, and you want to clear the tract, clear your stomach. Well, you take 3 of the digestive enzymes, and that will become cleared from your stomach as fast as possible. So anyway, this is Edward Howell's book, Enzyme Nutrition. See, all these are like little books, but this is like the classic Bible of holistic nutrition. And he was the world expert on enzymes up until the time of his death in 1988. But this tells the fundamental principles of the concept. What distinguishes natural foods, nutrient foods, from reactive, processed, non-nutrient, allergenic foods is the presence or absence of enzymes. So we go through this whole thing about the advent of the processed food industry in the 1900s, how that all came about. But what it means is that gradually over the decades, the food industry became more and more sophisticated. The science became more and more sophisticated about figuring out how do we remove enzymes from foods for one purpose and one purpose only, which is, of course, shelf life. How long it lasts on the shelf determines its economic value. That's always been the purpose of food processing. Now here's Royal Lee, another expert at that time. Enzymes are the most important unit in the human body because every chemical change that takes place involves the activity of enzymes. Without enzyme activity, there is no life. So I got to tell you just very briefly, there are 2 categories of enzymes in your body. Number 1, the digestive enzymes that are produced in the mouth, the stomach, the small intestine, and some organs, whose purpose is to break down your food. And then there's another big category, larger category of enzymes in your body, the metabolic enzymes, which More than 5,000 of them have been identified and named, and these are responsible for all the various complicated endocrine, neurological, all the systems of your body have intermediaries and steps as their physiologic pathways are followed. Enzymes must mediate those activities at every step of the way. Those are called metabolic enzymes. But here we're talking mainly about the digestive enzymes, because enzymes have been removed from these foods. Those enzymes were the ones that were necessary for the foods to be broken down and used by your body. Okay, great. Now, if you don't remember anything else from today's lecture except this, I'm about to tell you something that is going to justify and value your coming here today. Are you ready? You know how when you peel a banana, you know how annoying it is that it has all those stringy things? If you want to eliminate that forever, open the banana from the bottom and peel the banana from the bottom, and you won't get those stringy things. Little known facts. All right. I know you. Okay. So, banana contains within it all the enzymes necessary for its complete breakdown and uptake by the body. Now, Caprice, she doesn't really count as a dog. Okay. Okay. Some dogs, when you give them a big bone, they will bury it in the ground. And that is, why do they do that? Because it softens it, right. It's enzymatic, and then they'll dig it up like a couple weeks later, and it'll be much softer and easier to eat. That's enzymatic activity. Okay, now, Beaujolais, my horse is in pasture. Now, I finally put him in pasture. That was the smartest thing I ever did a couple weeks ago. He's up here on, in the hills above Milpitas, right? And it's incredible. I put him in the pasture with 8 other horses. He's out there, and these horses, I mean, I'll show you some pictures, but they're big. You know, some of them are fat. It's 120 acres. These horses are out there all the time. We had, you know, the rainiest season on record last year, remember? So we had a lot of grass growing. That's the reason for all the fires up north. Well, what it did here is it made the grasses grew, and of course they all died in the summer, so they're all brown. So these horses are eating dead grass all year round. That's all they eat. And these horses are big and strong. Some of them are even fat. Plenty of energy is what I was going to say. But what I'm saying is, all the vitamins, minerals, and enzymes necessary for the horse's complete full nutrition is contained in this dead grass. It's the most amazing thing. So anybody is invited to come up and play with Beaujolais, and you can pet him, you can ride him if you're adventurous, as soon as the seminar is over. Enzymes are, according to Guyton, they are compounds that change things in your body into usable forms. Human food comes in 3 forms: fats, proteins, carbohydrates. The human body does not want fats, it wants essential fatty acids, the components. So fats are broken down to essential fatty acids by means of an enzyme lipase, a category of enzyme lipases. Same thing with protein. The cells of your body do not want protein, they want amino acids, of course. So proteins are broken down into its component amino acids by means of proteases, which is a class of digestive enzyme. And finally, your cells don't use carbohydrates, your body needs the individual glucose, sugars, right? Amylase, that's a category of digestive enzyme which breaks down the carbohydrates into the usable glucose that are usable at the cellular level. This entire process we call digestion. I don't have time to tell the whole story of the advent of the processed foods industry. It happened around 1900. The Bureau of Chemistry was the forerunner of the FDA back in 1912, how they let that happen. As soon as the FDA came in, it was downhill from there. Oh, this is perfect. We have about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go over some common snack foods and show you, you're gonna start seeing the similarities between all our popular snack foods, all our cookies, chips, and even the health bars. It has gone into the field of health bars. Let's start out with Cheetos. Okay, so I'm going to read this. Yes, it has fallen to this. Ingredients: enriched cornmeal, which means cornmeal, ferrous sulfate, niacin, thiamine, riboflavin, folic acid. Okay, so they're spraying 2 cents worth of synthetic vitamins on this to pretend like it has value. Okay, and you know that proportionately by law they have to do this by proportion. So whatever is first is most. You already know that, right? Okay, so that enriched cornmeal was the first item. Here's the second item. Ready? It is vegetable oil. And it says here, corn, canola, and or sunflower. That means hydrogenated. They don't have to use the word hydrogenated. Now we're going to go specifically into what hydrogenated means this afternoon. It means it's a trans fat and it's completely indigestible. Okay, that's the second ingredient. There's also cheese seasoning, whatever that is, more canola oil, more maltodextrin from corn, which means Liberty corn, which means genetically modified corn, right? Okay. Natural and artificial flavors. Oh, great. Salt, well, that's good. That's one nutrient. Whey protein concentrate, monosodium glutamate, MSG, they're telling you, that's the SNAP in it. Lactic acid, citric acid, and artificial color. Okay, now, I bought Cheetos Puffs, and then I also brought for your consideration Cheetos Crunchy. When you look at the ingredients on both of these, what do you think they are? Identical to the comma. This has a different mouth feel. We're going to talk about food processing at the very end of the day. But these are the exact same item, the exact same food, but this one is processed a little different. Okay. Now remember some of those. Now this is the low end of health bars, the Cliff Bar. This is really low end. I'm going to read you this. Ready? And organic brown rice syrup. Okay? So there's a lot of sugar in this. Second, organic rolled oats. Well, that's not bad. Soy protein isolate. Really bad. That is a waste product from the processing of soybeans to hydrogenated soybean oil. It is a waste product from GMO. Okay, ready? That is the third item, right? Organic cane syrup, organic peanut butter, rice flour, peanuts, organic soy flour, peanut flour, organic oat fiber, organic roasted soybeans, dried cane syrup, unsweetened chocolate, natural flavor, sea salt, cocoa butter, barley malt extract, and soy lecithin. For the first 3 years of processing, when they first invented hydrogenated oil back in the late 90s, they would throw soy lecithin out. Then they finally discovered they could use it as a filler in processed foods, and that's what they do. So this food is like, it's got some food value, but it's a lot of sugar. This is really a lot of refined carbohydrates in this. And it also has genetically modified soy waste products. So not high on my list. This is actually Larabar. This is actually the best of the health bars. And I'll read these ingredients. It's not bad. Ready? Ingredients: dates, cashews, unsweetened blueberries, blueberry juice concentrate, lemon juice concentrate, and vanilla extract. So if you're going to eat a bar, and Lara has an entire they have an entire range of flavors. This is a blueberry muffin. I should do a commercial, right? And this is apple pie Lara bar. So Anybody, I'm going to pass these around. Anybody who wants to have one right now or in break, go ahead. You just open them, you can eat those. There's nothing wrong with those. Nature Valley. Now see, same size. It looks really healthy, doesn't it? It's a nice name, Nature Valley. It's got trees and horses and flowers. This is major. This is Monsanto coming at you. I mean, these guys are good. Ready? Here's the ingredients in this. Whole grain oats, corn syrup. So that's definitely GMO. Almonds, raisins, sugar, more sugar, roasted peanuts, rice flour, vegetable glycerin. Yeah. Cranberries, canola oil, you know it's hydrogenated, fructose, corn starch, soy lecithin, a GMO waste product, right? Filler, salt, barley malt extract, baking soda, which is okay, natural flavor, mixed tocopherols. That means they have fake synthetic vitamins sprayed on it. Actually, this is pretty bad, but there's worse. It's not as bad as the Cliff Bar. So I don't recommend this either. The point I'm trying to make here is in processed foods, we're seeing these same ingredients over and over again. It's really the same ingredients that are used in slightly different combinations with slightly different artificial flavors added to make it think that you're getting a different food, but it's all this food is really the same junk. Okay. Now this is called, oh, this looks really good. Healthy Valley Organic Strawberry Cobbler. Doesn't this look scrumptious? Here's the ingredients in this. Ready? Organic flowers. Okay. Organic strawberry filling, which is made from cane syrup, brown rice syrup, apple powder, rice starch, organic strawberries, that's good, vegetable glycerin, citric acid, red cabbage extract for color, cane syrup, expeller pressed sunflower oil. Now that has got to be hydrogenated as well, right? So it's all these oils. Canola oil, inulin, natural flavors, wheat bran, honey, baking soda, and cream of tartar. Okay, so that's...
There's no food in them.
Yeah, there's no food in any of them except the ones I'm passing around. Okay, now this is Nature's Bakery Fig Bar. Ready? Okay, ingredients. Stone ground whole wheat flour, well that's good. Dried cane sugar. There it is, it'll make you a diabetic, but at least you'll get some wheat flour in the... Okay, brown rice syrup, raspberry paste, which is sugar and more sugar and glycerin. Okay, natural flavors. See, they put in natural flavors because the food is so dead itself that the original natural flavors have been cooked out long ago, right? That's why they have to put in natural and artificial flavors. Citric acid, bean gum, cabbage extract, canola oil, glycerin, unbleached whole wheat flour, caramel color, baking soda, sea salt, natural flavor, citric acid. So, I mean, you're just reading the same ingredients over and over again. Okay, Power Bar. Now, one way that you can suspect that it's not such a nutritious food is, you ever notice how they always have this flap that that folds over the ingredients so that you won't, so you have to fold it up in order to find the ingredients. They're hiding the ingredients. And they will print it in really small font so you can't even read it. But this is Power Bar. This, do not, this is like, just dump sugar in your mouth. These are the worst. Okay, wait a minute. Ingredients, cane invert syrup. So sugar is the first ingredient, right? That's the first ingredient. Oat bran, maltodextrin, another sugar, right? Soy protein isolate, which is a GMO waste product of soybean production, right? Cocoa, fructose, brown rice flour, high oleic sunflower oil, great, that's indigestible, and GMO. Dextrose, glycerin, salt, unsweetened chocolate, and natural flavors. Contains soy and milk. Okay, so if you want to get fat and allergic, chow down. Okay, so I think you're getting the idea. I did the same thing in Ventura, but I didn't focus on health bars. I bought a variety of chips and cookies and cakes and other in hamburger helper and other processed foods. But after you do this for a while, what you begin to notice, it's like the same 20 or 30 ingredients over and over again in a little bit different combination, and then they add natural flavors and artificial flavors. At the end of the day today, we're going to talk about what a very sophisticated science, the science of adding flavors to food is. This group of scientists, they are called the flavorists. Very good. So thank you for listening this morning, you guys. We're going to take a break now for 10 minutes. Thank you very much.